Our Sellers is here this evening, and he's going to talk in particular about House Bill 5072. But he's going to address some of the exact questions that you have relating to standing ground. Carr is also a lawyer that went to the same law school I went to. So at this time, I'm going to ask a state representative to come forth and address the laws that they are now. And the fact that this young man is introducing a bill on our floor in our state legislature to change some of the wrongs that we've seen under the current law in South Carolina that mirrors some of the laws elsewhere. Thank you.
I told Mike to leave this up here so I know what bill number it is. We get confused up there. I'm glad to be here. I was in, I see some friends and some family. I was in Greenville County last week talking about this provision of our law. I'm a little bit disappointed though. I almost didn't come. I didn't think there was a reason for me to be here today. In Spartanburg, I got a phone call to come to Charleston because there are only 3 states in the entire union that actually had a repeal or review of our stand your ground. But this week, yesterday morning actually, we had a hearing at the subcommittee level on whether or not we want to repeal the stand your ground provision, which was my bill. We had a hearing on that bill. And I was kind of left out there in the wind. It's kind of like when you're marching, you're in the military, you look behind you and nobody's there. Nobody was there. So I love the consternation. I love the hoodie marches. I love the people getting upset and riled up. I appreciated 2008 when we were able to elect our President of the United States. I appreciated the movement behind Trayvon Martin. But when we were able to actually make a difference, I looked behind me and no one was there. So that's the tragedy. I think that's the sad part of this whole story. I'm not familiar with the particular cases, and I dare not comment. I think it's wrong for a politician or an elected official to come up here and try to gain votes or try to make himself better based on the lives of someone who has lost their lives or the family of those who have lost their lives. But I'm actually appreciative of my good friend Mike, who didn't have to do this. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to put us together. You didn't have to bring the community together, but I'm glad you did. I'm appreciative of the chief of police, the sheriff. But they didn't have to come up here and answer these questions. The sheriff could have run away and just said, I'm not coming here. Y'all don't vote for me, I ain't coming to talk to you. I mean, that could have been his answer. But he came. So I'm appreciative of those. So I'm here, and Mike called me, so I'm here. And we're going to answer some questions, and whatever questions you have, we'll do our best. Stand your ground is a provision which provides leeway to the average citizen, a lot more leeway than we provide our own law enforcement. It provides more leeway than we provide our military people to use deadly force. Reasonable belief is not a standard that should be used when one is utilizing or using deadly force. It's just too low of a standard. Before you get confused, don't get me wrong, I heard my chief of police, but before you get confused, I'm a CWP holder. I have a concealed weapons permit. I'm a gun owner. I have my gun in my car right now. I believe in the Second Amendment. I don't think you can pick and choose which amendment you live by, because for years, there are people who pick and choose which amendments African Americans are able to abide by. So I'm not one of those people who decides that the 14th is good, but the 2nd is bad. So I'm not that person. I believe in all of them equally. I abide by all of them equally. So I'm not that person. But I am a person who understands and who wants to believe that our laws should not have unintended consequences. And if they do, then they demand review. And that's what we're trying to do. But the tragedy is that I ain't seen none of y'all there. Y'all are funny. I call them church folk. That's what I call them. Church folk are the people who come on Sunday, and they the people that pass out on Sunday, but you don't see them like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They holler and hoop, and they want to get on my sheriff, they want to get on my chief, they want to get on my county councilman. But when you're doing drives to register people to vote, when you're doing blood drives, when you're talking about HIV, when you're talking about all these other things, y'all ain't there. So I don't know what y'all were doing this past Wednesday.